So you're asking yourself, why would I invest in systems? What is the point of investing in something that I can't actually see or hold tangibly, right? Well, let me tell you the story of two different women, two different coaches, both starting out around the same time, both investing in their company at the start, both joining networking groups and getting on webinars. And this is about 3 years ago. Both are trying to build their business. Both reach me more or less at the same time. They have a mailing list, around 300 people on the list at the time, but they're looking to expand their business. They're looking to scale up. So they come to me and they say, okay, what can we put in place? What systems can we put in place in order to grow the business? Both are willing to invest at this point, but also I was pretty much just starting out then. So it wasn't like the prices were too big, right? And so we start, and both are growing their list really nicely at first. We're setting in place a system for webinars. How can they have constant webinars either once a week or once a month? And what emails go out with that? We set them up with ActiveCampaign. We set them up with emails that go out to sell the webinar or to promote the webinar if it was free. We build a template for the landing page for people to sign up. We didn't want it on Zoom. So we were using ActiveCampaign to the best of its abilities, and it had just come out with landing pages. So it was actually free for everyone, and it was a great tool to play with and to sort of see if it works. Would I use it now? Probably not. For a sales page, I'd probably recommend ThriveCart, one-time payment, and then you can just do whatever you want with it. But still, it was pretty easy to set up. We set up those pages. We set up the sales sequence or the promotion sequence in the email, and then we set up a delivery sequence on ActiveCampaign as well, so that they can say, here's a reminder, a confirmation email, and then a reminder email, and then a reminder 1 hour before, a reminder 10 minutes before. Each one of those, however, you set that sequence up however you want, and then a follow-up email with a request for feedback, which is really great because then you can learn. And this is a sequence that you can set up real easy. I will put a link in the description for the recipe for that on ActiveCampaign, how you can create your own webinar delivery sequence. Easy peasy, right? Big difference between the two clients though. One of them stayed within that framework. That framework was enough for them. That's all that they had needed. They needed help with setting it up and learning how to use it, and that was fine. And then they kept doing it, and they did a lot of webinars, and their list grew. It grew from around 300 to around 500, which was fine. The other coach that I was working with used that as a basis to grow and expand even more. What do I mean by that? Well, we created 4 tiers of different products. We created a product that was low tier. We created a mid-tier product. Actually, we created 2. One was a masterclass, one was a membership. And then we created a high-end product that was a full-blown course. Now, I can tell you now that the 3rd cohort altogether is supposed to be starting very soon. This course has multiplied its price by 5 times from when it started originally. Okay. And it's still underpriced. But the difference is that this coach, what they did is they invested in their systems. We had systems in the background for the membership, which is where we started. And then once we had the membership in place, then we had a sales sequence for that, and we had a landing page for it. At the time, we were using Member Vault because it was free, and we were sort of checking as an MVP to see if this course or if the membership would actually work. When we saw that it worked, we were like, oh, yes, great. And then when we had to pay for Member Vault, we were like, well, if we're going to upgrade paid, do we really want to go there? I can tell you the answer is no. If you're going to do a membership or you're going to do a course, again, use ThriveCart for that. For a community, check out Mighty Networks. They're pretty good as well. And then you wouldn't need ThriveCart maybe because Mighty Networks takes a percentage of whatever you're charging. So I would still do the sales through ThriveCart and then just have them join Mighty Networks through an automation, which is doable. So we created the systems. We put the systems in place. And the beautiful thing is, their list grew, again, 5x. It didn't grow from 300 to 500. It grew from 300 to over 1,500. And it's still growing. And their business is growing. And they're getting more one-to-one clients, and they're getting more course clients, and they're getting more membership clients, and they're getting more of that low-tier clients as well. People who are warming them up. It's called a tripwire, where you have a low-key, very cheap offer, but then you're warming up your clients, and now they'll be willing to pay more for your services because they fall in love with how great you really are. So when you're thinking about your systems and how you want to grow, don't think small. Don't think, oh, okay, I have one system in place. That's it. I'm fine. No, try and build different systems for different tiered projects or products. and services that you want to give to your clients. And now set up the infrastructure to support those. And then it's just plug and play. Every time we want to run the masterclass, boom, we run the masterclass again. That low tier product, which is once a month, those emails are automated. They just go automatically. The only thing we have to update is those dates. The dates, if the time changes, the link to where the webinar or the product is being held. Again, all you have to do is think what services you want to offer and then build that system, build the infrastructure that can help you set it up. If you're thinking of scaling your business, now is the time to work on that. The process is as follows. Think of 1, 2, or 3 products, different tiered products that you could offer your potential clients. First tier product should be a low ticket offer. Put the systems and infrastructure in place to have that repetitive, to have it very easy that people can find it easily. A sales page if you need it. If you need a sales sequence to sell it to your email list or to people on social media, great. But this should be something that's constant, that's constantly going out, that you can talk about very easily and people will just come and buy it from you. This is not the free lead magnet. Again, this is a tripwire. This is something to get people used to buying from you. Once you have that in place, think of a second tier offer. What's that second tier offer? Something that's mid-range in price that not everybody's going to be able to afford, but most people will be able to. People who fall in love with you are going to go, yes, that's what I want from you. And again, set up the infrastructure for that. The sales page, set up if you have to have a delivery sequence in the email, if you have to have course platform, where to put it. And I'm going to put links in the description also to ThriveCart that you can try that out and play with it. And then the third stage that you want to think about, the third tier, is that big time offer, something that's really, really expensive. This is your premium offer. This is where you want your clients to ultimately go. This is like your favorite clients, what you want to do all the time. It could be one-to-one coaching. It could be a course. It could be a book. It could be something that's big that you want to sell, right? This is the progression. And yes, it's ideal if you have all 3 ready, but honestly, we're not going to wait until we have all 3 ready before we start selling. So either start mid-range and then you'll see more or less, what clients are coming in, what people want, or start low range. Start with that tripwire offer and ask for feedback. Ask, what are you looking for more? What can I offer you that will make it more interesting to you? And then remember, those systems, those are going to help you because it's going to become repetitive. It's going to become easy. It's going to become automated. All you have to do is show up.